I hate intro, Shokugeki No Soma Season 3 Part 2. We kick things off with an announcement from the first seat Tsukasa saying that the advancement exams for the first years are coming up. Azami had changed the exam that was originally designed to weed out even more students from the academy to one that is easily passed as long as you stick to the central curriculum. So basically the test is designed to weed out anybody who is rebelling against the teachings of Central and Azami. Meanwhile, Erina, who is still staying at Polar Star Dormitory, sneaks up to Soma's room. Oh yeah, here we go. The daddy issues mixed with Joichiro's long con wingman tactics. I know exactly where this is going, but I was wrong and they end up just talking. Instead, we get a flashback of how Erina had met Joichiro. He was cooking for Senzamon in secret and Erina happened to find them. Of course, Joichiro, being the overlooked gem of the show, is too nice to leave her out, so he whips her up a quick meal. She falls in love with his cooking and his carefree approach while making his dish, and that's what inspired her to pursue cooking more seriously. Soma decides that he needs to invoke that motivation again and begins to cook her a meal. She is obviously skeptical at first, but he makes his own version of a tempura bowl, and after tasting it, she is reminded of how she felt after tasting Joichiro's cooking that day. The next day, she gathers everybody together with a newfound determination and vows to help them pass the advancement exams. Episode 2. For the advancement exams, the students will start in South Hokkaido and make their way north as they clear each stage. Over the next week, everybody at Polar Star, along with the Aldini brothers and Ikumi, are taught by Erina what they need to know to pass the exams. As you can see, the daddy issues are starting to bubble up and reflect in her wardrobe, and that's good for Soma because that's another future roleplay opportunity. For the first exam, Soma is put in a group with Alice, Ryo, Yuki, and as always, Megami. If anybody in the group fails, then they all fail, so it's obvious that all the rebels are being grouped together to make it easier to knock them out. For their first task, they have to prepare a salmon dish, and while all the other students receive fresh salmon, all the rebels are given the lowest quality salmon. Luckily, some of the stuff that Erina had taught them through the week had prepared them to deal with this curveball, and none of the rebels are expelled in the first round. While traveling to the next location, Erina is visited by some of the Polar Star members, and we find out that she's starting to enjoy spending time with them. Soma also comes by, and while talking with him under the starry sky, Erina realizes that he doesn't annoy her like he used to. Oh yeah, see the way she's staring at him? Get that teacher's outfit ready. Episode 3. Everyone arrives at the second location, and again they are split into groups. This time they are tasked with making a noodle dish, but Central makes it so the rebels can't get any quality ingredients. Soma, who is with Megami and Takumi, think about how they can scrape together something to make a noodle dish. They come across some potatoes, and again, thanks to the lessons from Erina, they whip up some gosetsu udon, allowing the rebels to pass on to the third stage. However, for the third stage, everybody is split up and sent to different locations. Central is getting tired of their persistence, so they decide that in order to pass the third stage, the rebels are gonna have to cook against the Elite 10. Soma ends up with Erina and Megami, where he finds out that he's gonna be going up against the newest Elite 10 member, Hayama. Hayama entered a battle royale to earn himself the 9th seat after Ishiki, Kuga, and Megashima were removed. Episode 4. Gin makes his reappearance when he tells Soma and Hayama that they're going to be working with bear meat for their cook-off. While testing for ideas, Soma learns that bear meat is hard to cook because of the intense gamey flavor. The previous 8th seat Kuga comes to see Soma and help him with his dish. They both go out to observe the habitat of the bears, where Soma gets the idea to use Shisandra berries to control the gamey taste. After they test a few dishes, there's an improvement in taste, but Hayama drops by and reveals that he's going to be using Cajun spices for his dish. After smelling that Soma is planning on using Shisandra berries, he seems rather confident that he's gonna win. Episode 5. We learn that Hayama is being forced by Azami to join the Elite 10 and take part in the cook-off. If he doesn't do this, June will lose funding for their research society and it'll be shut down. Soma isn't happy about hearing how Hayama caves so easily to Central. He goes and finds Hayama and explains that he's gonna be going all out and he expects Hayama to do the same. The other rebels are getting their matches with the Elite 10 underway as well. We stay focused on Soma's match though, where Nakari Soe, who is Alice's father, shows up to be the judge. Helping him are two girls named Berta and Shira. The cooking gets underway with both Soma and Hayama taking a fried bear meat approach, with Soma finishing first. Soma makes a fried bear meat cutlet while using the smelliest but also the tastiest parts. In the last scene, Hayama gets ready to reveal his dish next. Episode 6. The judges taste Hayama's dish and come to the immediate conclusion that Soma's dish just can't compare. Oh no, he's gonna be expelled. Just kidding. They now have to taste the dishes with sauces on the side. Don't know why they wouldn't do that in the first place, but of course Soma pulls ahead in a 2-1 victory. Hayama realizes that he was tunnel visioned on protecting Jun and his research society, so he forgot how much he enjoyed cooking with everybody. Later on, Soma offers that Hayama and Jun come to stay at Polar Star Dormitory as well, now that they lost their research society and don't have a place to stay. They appreciate the offer, but Hayama knows that he's going to be expelled, so that's not going to be possible. But he isn't the only one facing expulsion. All of the other rebels that went up against the Elite 10 had lost, so they're on the chopping block too. Episode 7. Rindo had made her test really easy, so Megumi and Takumi are able to pass, leaving just them along with Soma and Erina as the last rebels remaining. Soma comes to the conclusion that the only way to rescind the expulsions is to take over the Elite 10 Council. The only problem is that there's no reason for Azami or Central to accept Shokugeki challenges with the seats on the line. That is until Joichiro and Senzamon show up out of nowhere. Joichiro proposes a team Shokugeki where the rebels will go up against the Elite 10, and if the rebels lose, Joichiro will shut down his diner and join Central. This is too good for Azami to pass up, so he agrees to it. We have a mini competition where Joichiro and Gin train the students in a 3v3 competition where the students support them as they cook while not being able to talk. Episode 8. Both teams catch on to what their leader is doing and manage to finish their dishes. This is really just filler content. They compare the two dishes and it ends up being a draw. After a short trip, the Elite 10 and the rebels meet up to finalize the rules of the Shokugeki. They make it clear that if the rebels win, they get the Elite 10 seats, ultimately dismantling Azami's overall goals. And if the Elite 10 win, the rebels will be expelled and Joichiro will join Central. Azami tries to force Erina to cook for the Elite 10 side since she's technically still the 10th seat. She refuses and finally stands up to her dad while resigning as the 10th seat in order to fight for the rebels. Episode 9. This episode is a giant flashback of everything that happened to Joichiro while he was a student. He was considered a genius, claiming a seat in the Elite 10 in his first year at the academy. Not only that, but he also makes quite a name for himself when he takes part in a team Shokugeki all alone against 50 opponents, defeating them all and earning himself the title of Demon. Once they got to their third year, Gin became the first seat, Joichiro the second seat, and Azami was the third seat. Although Gin was only the first seat because Joichiro wasn't the best student, often showing up late to class if at all. But in terms of cooking, Joichiro always had the upper hand, with the two of them having 121 Shokugekis. Joichiro had won 100 of them, so he was always the unofficial first seat. All this success begins to weigh on him, with expectations getting higher and higher until eventually he loses his passion for cooking. Senzamon had realized what was happening and tells him that he needs to leave Japan and cooking for a while because he can't keep going like this. Joichiro finds his passion again after Soma is born, and that's when he comes back to cooking. Episode 10. As everybody arrives at the location for the Shokugeki and things start to get underway, the rebels get some last minute additions. The former 8th seat Kuga, the former 7th seat Ishiki, the former 3rd seat Migishima, and the current professional stalker Subaru join their ranks to fight in the Shokugeki, making it an 8 vs 8. It's decided that the matches will be done in 3 1v1s at a time. The first 3 are Soma going up against the 6th seat Nene, Ishiki going up against the new 8th seat Shiratsu Juryo, and Migishima going up against the new 5th seat Kaburagi Shoko. Soma has some bad luck when he draws soba as his dish, which just so happens to be Nene's specialty. And in the last scene, Juryo insults Polar Star members. Upon hearing this, we see a new side of Ishiki, who decides that he's actually gonna cook seriously.
白津くん少し黙ろうか
Episode 11. We get a little backstory on Ishiki and Nene, who have actually known each other ever since they were kids. The rest of the episode focuses on Ishiki's match, where Juryo finishes his eel dish first, which does pretty well with the judges. Ishiki, on the other hand, made a hitsumabushi dish while using ingredients that he got from Polar Star members. His dish easily defeats Juryo's dish, and afterwards he forces Juryo to apologize for insulting the others. Back to the whole Ishiki and Nene thing, we get a short flashback of when they were kids and find out why Nene never liked Ishiki. She resented how easily he picked up skills that took her years to learn, including cooking. She makes her frustrations known to him and wants to challenge him in the future rounds. In response to this, Ishiki tries to explain to her that she's up against the protagonist in the first round, so she's obviously not gonna win. Episode 12. Nene presents her Kakiage Sakura Shrimp Tempura, and it's received well by the judges. Soma fires back with his instant yakisoba dish, invoking the sacred foodgasm. Instant noodles was one of Soma's favorite dishes to make while growing up, so it's safe to say that he's had a lot of practice. This ultimately gives him the upper hand in the bout, and he goes on to win, giving the rebels their second victory. Mikishima also wins his match as well, but we only get a glimpse of that. And with his victory, the first round is a complete sweep for the rebels. With higher seats still waiting for their chance and less important side characters to match them, I have a feeling that there are still a lot of matches left in this competition. You can find those matches in the future season, and that'll be in the bottom left whenever I'm finished with it, or you can check out all the Shokugeki recaps in this playlist here. You can also find the links in the description below, and the only thing I hate more than intros is outros.